Just after we put down what we were carrying at the moment, I stood on my bed and patted to tell Monika to sit next to me. Okay, Monika, as your friend, I need you to tell me what's going on now. Going on, period, now.
What? What are you talking about? I'm perfectly fine, see? It's not like I'm sweating or anything.
Ugh, jeez. You're starting to sound like Natsuki. Fine then, hang on a sec. I then gently closed the door, avoiding making any sound. This is a private thing between me and Monika, so I don't want them to worry. Okay then, shoot.
Sure, but could you give me a massage while we're talking? I just kind of want to relax a little. I hope I'm not asking too much.
Okay, suit yourself. Monika then sits on the edge of the bed, while I position myself behind her in a way that will let her relax her whole body, and let me calmly massage her at the same time.
Thanks, Hallie. I'm feeling so much better now.
So, you were about to tell me what the frick is going on inside your head, right?
Yeah, that. Well, at least promise me you're not going to laugh at me or call me crazy or whatever.
Deal. I think I kinda know the feeling.
Okay then, here goes. Remember when I told you guys I had to go home earlier, just after our last lesson before summer?
Yeah, you told us you were getting serious headaches, and Sayori only wanted you to go to the doctor or something. So, what's the deal with that?
The deal is that it wasn't just a regular headache. You see, after I went to sleep that night, I had a nightmare about some weird shadow entity with some ugly slimy tentacles, trying to control me while I had to do its bidding by winning a lot of chess games, one after another. And to this day, I'm still trying to figure out what it even means.
Gulp. Then, maybe bringing my chess set to the club wasn't such a good idea after all.
No, don't get me wrong, I appreciate your idea. It's just that after I woke up, the headache only seemed to get worse. And it only went away after I did some relaxation techniques. You know, stuff like yoga positions, sitting on a chair in my backyard while drinking a glass of water and letting the wind caress my face.
Man, and you still were able to put up that facade of yours back in the club the other day? All of this must feel terribly awful to you.
It does. It really does. That's why I asked you to give me this massage. This is one of the few things that can actually suppress these weird, painful memories I just told you about.
I gotcha, Moni. I'll keep it a secret if you feel like it. She then motions me to stop the massage, as she stands up and gives me a crazy big hug, while exploding in tears just a few seconds after.
Thank you, Hallie. Really. Even if the other girls see me as a really close friend they want to support, I feel like almost nobody in this world can help me understand what that weird nightmare actually meant.
Without letting her go, I respond. It's okay. They know for a fact you can be trusted. It's been a really long time since they all came back after our, let's say, peculiar incident. They've told you so many times they do really trust you that I totally know they actually mean it. I'm actually training myself to be good at body language, and I want to use that to help all my beautiful clubmates. And you're no exception.
Body language, huh? Then let's see if you can tell what this actually means.
Wait, what? She then proceeds to stamp a very long kiss into my cheek, while still not letting go of me. Well, at least she told me something. I'm glad you're opening up to someone about your stuff. Just remember that you can count on me and everyone else when you need help, okay? And between you and me, if you ever need to vent about something, you can always come to me and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. Here, I got something for you as a reminder. I then take the chance I've been waiting for, and I give her the emerald crown necklace I had prepared for her. Oh, see, that's nice.
Geez, Hallie, I don't know what to say. It's so beautiful, thank you.
Nah, don't sweat it. I have an addiction for helping people I love, so very, very much. Whoops, did I say that out loud? Come on now, let's head downstairs. We still got a long way to go. She proceeds to stamp another kiss on my cheek, looking like she's trying to suck up my soul or something. And in return, I put my pinky finger in front of her as a sign of promising that I'll keep our conversation as a secret, like I told her. I'm pretty sure both of us feel a lot calm and sort of safer after that. I mean, calmer? Knowing we got each other's back. After what seemed to be an eternity just for us, We then head down to pick up the rest of the stuff they all brought.
Oh, there you are. What were you two lovebirds doing up there? What were you making? Natsuki, I must insist on you stopping those direct questions this instant. We all know Monika and Hallie well enough to know they are not, well, that kind of people. Oh, come on now. Don't tell me you weren't even a little bit curious. I was just teasing them. I was not. It's just that, well, I assume they surely had some private reason as to why they spent that much time unpacking all of our things. Imagine what would happen if you got a boyfriend one of these days and everyone started calling you out, just because you were trying to get some time alone with him. Pfft, as if! I told you before, Yuri, I don't like boys. They're gross, mean, and they only think for themselves. Yeah, well, what I was trying to say is that I don't need to look for anyone to love. What? Oh my gosh! Natsuki, that's amazing! Who's the lucky guy? Weren't you listening to a single word I just said? Sorry, I fell asleep halfway through the movie and I'm still kind of groggy. Please never change, Sayori. Please never change.
I then take out one of my sarcastic yet impossible to reveal laughs. I don't know what you mean by that. And I quickly come up with something to keep us occupied until it's time for dinner. So, y'all are sleepy from that movie, huh?
You tell me. Yeah, when I fall asleep for good. I still got some pain left in my back from carrying all that stuff, though. I certainly do as well. Given my usual body posture when reading, I think I will start having back issues if I don't do anything about it soon enough.
Okay, then. All the more reason for all of you to please take your chairs and put them away so we can clear this part of the floor.
Wait, Holly, what are you...
I help them rearrange the chairs behind my couch, while Monika uses her phone to search for some warming-up background music to set up the mood. I swear this girl's mind-reading powers scare me more with each passing day. Okay, everyone, I need you all to grab your nearest pillow and look straight forward without blinking for a few seconds. I'll also grab a pillow for myself. I then motion all the girls to stand in a circle around me, each one holding a pillow. Yuri's right in front of me. Sayori and Natsuki are at my left and right, respectively. And Monika is behind me. Now that all of them are looking straight at me, I take the chance to take my pillow from my right hand and throw it at Sayori. However, her reflexes seem right on point as she catches my pillow on the fly.
Oh, I see what's going on. Game on!
Just as Natsuki got the idea, we start randomly tossing our pillows at each other, while using all sorts of jokes to distract each other and be able to land hits easier. After nearly half an hour, we finish playing just in time to have dinner.
That was so much fun! We'll have to do it again! You heckin' bet! I love showing everyone else who's boss. I certainly won't disagree. A little bit of exercise is good for my health every now and then. Was this your doing, Monika? Oh, no, it wasn't. I just kind of read Hallie's mind for a split second and I knew he was planning something. Well, no matter if this idea came from you, Monika, or from you, Hallie. I have to say, I'm grateful for such a fun activity. That's right. At least none of you both are the dummies I thought you'd be. I'm impressed.
Monika proceeds to start blushing and almost even crying, to the point where we can barely hear what she's saying.
What's wrong with you, Monika? What's this all of a sudden? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to, try my best to get us together and also apologize for you-know-what.
Natsuki then suddenly changes her expression to that of an enraged demon, and we all stop on our tracks, frightened by the serious look on her face.
Cut it out already, will ya? I know what it actually means to feel like shit every day, and to feel like no one's gonna be able to know what I'm really going through. My dad used to beat me up every day just because he wanted me to do everything he says as if I were just a mere maid. Just get this in your stupid little brain, Monika. You're not alone, you hear me?
She then proceeds to literally slam herself at Monika, while crying out what seems to be both anger and sadness at the same time. We all follow the lead, group in a big hug, as I see all of the girls crying.
Thank you, Natsuki. Sometimes I really need your advice to come back down to earth. As much as I'm used to fighting with Natsuki, she's actually quite right, Monika. It's true, you did hurt us all with you-know-what, but I know for a fact that, at the very least, you are trying to make up for it. If you were still trying to hurt us like you did before, you wouldn't have helped us carry all of our things all the way to Hallie's home. Or you would have given all of us the opportunity to let off steam with that pillow fight. As the reserved person I consider myself to be, I know for a fact what it feels like to never be able to talk to someone. For fear that they might reject you for whatever reason, even if there is in fact none. When I see someone else having similar problems to mine, I can identify with them. You even helped us all get rid of all our problems. If not for you, I would still be battling with self-harm whenever my emotions would overcome me.
And I would still be thinking that it's pointless to even get out of bed, or get out of my bed, if there's nothing I can do in life to just be happy. I would have gone insane and tried to kill myself again, but you stopped me before it got worse. You stood by my side every single day, until I no longer felt like I was just some meaningless bag of meat. I look forward to what life has for me, and it's all thanks to you, Hallie.
Natsuki seems to be trying to say something, but her defensive personality doesn't seem to be doing her any favor at this moment.
And I would still be a jerk to every single living thing on this planet, no matter if they love me or not. I would have pretty much died because of the pain my stupid dad put me through every day. Both when he literally kicked me out of the house and when he kicked me out of his life. But who was there when I was about to throw in the towel? You guys were. All of you gave me the strength to move on, and look where that took me, Monika. I'm pretty much living all by myself now. Bills, food, hygiene, I can take care of everything at home, my home. My cooking is so hecking awesome that even the local restaurants are asking me at least twice a week to help in the kitchen. Just get it inside that tiny little head of yours. Whenever you feel like shit, just tell us whose ass we gotta beat and we're all going down for sure.
See, I told you they were all gonna take it well, Monika. Even if all of us feel like super awful after, well, you know what. We know what it feels like to be left all alone in this world. Even if there's tons of unknown folks out there, I may have explained myself like shit, but I think you get the point.
Man, you guys really make me want to cry.
It's priceless, yeah. But it also feels good to have somebody who actually listens to you more than once. Now all of you, get your asses up. I still gotta make something quick for all of us to eat. What? What are you talking about, Natsuki? You seriously gonna cook something for everyone here? Can I taste it?
In some way or another, Natsuki's anger issues seemed to have calmed down the mood just when we all needed it the most. Good job, Nuts, and thank you.
Easy there, you eating monster. No one's allowed to touch my food until I let them.
Natsuki, you might want me to tell you where do I have all my cooking stuff.
Poof! And depend on whatever dirty-ass cooking tools you might have here. Once a pro, always a pro. Just go get my pink bag up there. I brought a little something for the occasion.
But I'm the host, Natsuki. I think I should.
Hell no! You guys are gonna let me cook something for y'all, and y'all will tell me if you liked it or not.
Huh?
Please?
That's more like it. I'm going upstairs to grab your stuff.
Sure, whatever. I'm gonna need some help over here in the meantime, though. Sayori, Yuri, Monika, get your asses up and come over here. The sooner we get this done, the better.
I quickly run up to my bedroom and look for the stuff she asked me about. Sheesh, her look is still deceiving. After all these years, she still somehow manages to creep me out on a creepypasta level when she gets this serious. Might have to get some health insurance.
I heard that.
While I'm getting my whole body literally frozen from the jump scare, I quickly run downstairs with everything Natsuki asked me to bring her. Our particular cooking show then begins. Turns out Natsuki knew what she was talking about. We finally end up making 5 of her well-known cupcakes, and she has even decorated all of them according to each one of us. Only 5? Not complaining though, because they turned out to be humongous. Well, I guess if they're huge.
This is awesome! I feel like a kid in a candy store, literally!
I certainly agree. I praise you and your cooking skills, Natsuki. You did an amazing job.
Of course I did. What did you expect? I told y'all, once a pro.
Always a pro.
Monika stretches her arm and puts her fist right in front of Natsuki.
Pro fist?
Hell yeah, I want a pro fist. That's what I'm talking about.
We all form a circle and join our fists together.
Now come on. Those cupcakes ain't gonna eat them,
Hey now, Natsuki. How about we leave these cuties for the dessert? Here.
She then picks a big green covered box we didn't even notice until now. While we dispose the water, the cutlery, and everything else on the table we dispose of, underneath the transparent plastic covering, we all see a whole bunch of vegetarian dishes, including a big salad in the center, some veggie sandwiches, and a few little recipients containing what seemed to be molten chocolate, accompanied by a few bananas.
Wow, Monica, did you really make all of this? It looks awesome. Yeah. I just so happen to be a vegetarian due to the carbon footprint we have on the planet right now. I want to do as much as I can to preserve our world, so I took it upon myself to build a little vegetable garden in my backyard. And I planted quite a few things in there for me to be self-sustainable. For example, I have things like cocoa beans for the chocolate, which, yes, it was handmade by me. Plus, it keeps me occupied when I feel like doing something relaxing.
Well, looks like I'm not the only kitchen pro here. Might as well start some advanced cooking lessons if I want to be better than you.
It's okay, Natsuki. We can even share recipes and some little tricks between us. And hey, we could perhaps sort of team up in the kitchen, you know? We'd be unstoppable.
You heckin' bet we would, or we'd be.
Come on, guys. I'll eat your share if you don't hurry. Foodie, foodie, foodie.
Was that Illy? Sayori starts playfully hitting the table with her fists, spoon and fork in hand, after which we begin to have dinner. Say, Knots,
Yeah?
where and when did you learn to make these sweet cupcakes? Did somebody teach you or something?
Nah, I learned all by myself. Well, it wasn't actually a whole self-taught thing.
As she finishes that sentence, she slowly begins to frown and look down on herself.
When I was a little kid, my mother and I spent a lot of time together. And she taught me a lot of stuff, even though at the time I didn't fully understand what she was telling me. One day, back when my dad,
I think you can lose one of those.
always came home being, like, drunk to his frickin' bones, my mom suddenly got sick for no reason. She always blamed him for not being a good example for me, and he tried to sort of defend himself. One time, she noticed some weird smell coming out of him. Like some sort of cologne she actually recognized because her friends used to, well, use it.
Well, cologne is more of like a man thing, and perfume is usually like what women use.
So she immediately thought my dad was cheating on her. Then they kept literally shouting at each other for what was an eternity for me. Eventually, I heard them starting to talk about divorce.
Oh my, how can you retain all those memories even after all these years?
It really made an impact on me. The bad one, really. And even if I was a little girl at the time, I was already smart enough to know, from what I heard and saw, that my mom was never coming back. A few weeks later, they found her dead. Right next to a local cafeteria we all used to go to when we were still, well, a family.
All of us can't help but feel increasingly shocked. Not only were those memories terrible themselves, but also terrible for Natsuki to remember as well. Natsuki is also not the type of person to just outright talk about delicate stuff like this with anyone.
So all that time you managed to hide all that anger from you were a little kid?
Yeah, I don't know how I did it, but yeah. And the worst part, apart from just losing my mom in the first place, is finding out that my dad was actually the one who did it. The police came home and arrested him as soon as they could, and they gave me a new temporary home, as well as some cash and other stuff for me to begin a new life. Completely alone in this world, with not even my parents being there to support me.
How old were you?
This whole thing is the reason why I hate the man who's supposedly my biological dad with every inch of my being. And also the reason why I partially hate my mom for not being able to properly handle the situation better. I felt as some stupid lone girl for years, unable to move or even eat, without a huge amount of effort from the doctors who helped me at the time. They even told me that there was a big chance that my habit of non-eating would make me grow way too slow. For a girl of my physique, so yeah.
So that's the reason why you're actually smaller than most of the rest of us.
Yeah, pretty much. I was a coward. I felt like I was some useless piece of shit, unable to do anything in life. But you, all of you pretty much saved my life just mere days after me joining the club. I lost everything back then, my family and my parents, and barely preserved my childhood. But all of you made me look forward to the future, pretty much like what Sayori said a few minutes ago. So, yeah, I want to thank you all for that.
As soon as Natsuki finishes her speech, Monika puts her fist right in front of Natsuki.
You helped me wake up from that stupid closed-off personality of mine. And you went through some really hard stuff and felt completely helpless. As was I, when I myself vanished from existence. So this one is a serious bro fist. You help me, I'll help you. It's that simple.
Thanks, Monika. Guess I should have opened up earlier.
That's nothing, Natsuki. You said it yourself, remember? Once a pro, always a pro.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
And that includes being able to grow non-stop as a person thanks to the help of our loved ones.
Okay, fine, I'll accept that.
Now let me see that strong bro fist of yours.
They both do a bro fist, and then we all join them. Seems like everyone is extremely happy with the situation. Except for the part where we could hear my fist's bones make a crack sound. Ouch! I think I got too pumped up. Well, everybody, how about we clean this up and have a nice relaxing shower before going to bed? How does that sound?
Absolutely. Count me in.
Me too.
Me 3. Certainly.
We then proceed to tidy up the place and take turns in the upstairs bathroom taking a shower and brushing our teeth.